Buy the best. 3dhobbyshop.com.
Hey guys, welcome to another 3D clinic session here with Bonedoc, and we've got Jeff Davidson, which is Live to Fly, right there behind the camera. So thank you very much, Jeff. And this is George, refugee from California, coming all the way down from Alabama. Today we're going to go ahead and maiden George's new 3D Hobby Shop 55-inch Yak 54. Basic thing before you maiden, just make sure all your control surfaces are straight. Your rudder matches up right here with the counterbalances. Likewise, your elevator here matches with the horizontal stabilizer, and your ailerons there match, and that you've CG'd it appropriately according to the manufacturer specs. The other thing you need to do also when you are doing a dual elevator setup, and it's better to do this on high rates because you could see it better if there's any differences. You pull all the way up, make sure the deflection is roughly the same. If you're off by a couple of degrees, it's not going to hurt, but it's roughly the same. That's good. All right then, so let's go for it. And before you do everything, always do a pre-flight routine. Make sure all surfaces are working and the bolts are in there, so the wing's not going to come off. You do power up of the system. Coming out. All right. Let's go ahead and throttle up. First thing you need to do, of course, is to check CG or trim it. Trim the airplane for level flight. Looks like it needs a couple of up aileron there. Up elevator. Maybe a touch of left aileron, but otherwise very nice. That means George has set up the linkages properly. Nice and level flight there. Of course, plus crosswinds, you're going to get some of those changes too. And then after you do that, let's check the CG. One way to check the CG is to just roll it inverted and see what the airplane does. It's pretty neutral here, hands off. Maybe a slight climb. Okay. Again, roll it inverted. Hands off. Oh, maybe just a touch of climb there. So we can move the pack a little bit further forward, especially if we don't think we have good enough tracking. Another way that has been recommended is for you to pull up into a 45-degree upline, and then roll it inverted to see whether it climbs up or it climbs a little bit down. As you can see over there, it does climb a little bit, so the airplane could use a little bit more forward CG. Okay. The other thing also is that another thing you check for is lateral balance. I don't do this very much, but after you roll the airplane, after your aileron is set upright, set it again inverted. If it doesn't move, that means your lateral balance is perfect. If you notice that your airplane tends to drop a wing in whichever position, that means you need to work on that lateral balance. Other than that, that's about it. That should get your basics. The other thing, of course, on the maiden, before you run out of battery, you'd like to get a feel for what the approach is going to look like. Landing! So coming in, very nice and steady here. No tendency to lift up the nose. Feels good. And of course, I don't recommend generally doing this on a maiden, but if you're comfortable enough about potentially breaking other people's airplane, then so be it.
less of a chance that you'll crash it than I would have.
Come in shallow, throttle, and let the airplane sink by itself. Okay, I added a little bit of throttle there to compensate, and then flare at the last moment. There you go. Another successful maiden. Would you like to try it, George?